Hey everyone out there. Right now it says I have 0 viewers, so I don't know if I have anybody live this weekend. I know it was a busy weekend for some. We had that inflatable 5K and the weather's nice, so you might be outside getting your physical activity in. This is week 4. That means midpoint. I warned you last week. It's time to get going. So we had our midpoint weigh-ins. If you've been watching the webinars and you have your book and you've paid attention to the calendar, you know it was midpoint weigh-in. Hey everyone out there. Right now it says I have 0 viewers. I'm having feedback because apparently I'm watching myself. I know it's a busy weekend for some. We had that inflatable 5K. Find the weather. Exit out. All right, sorry about that. I pulled it up to test out the links for you guys, and it was still going. Okay, so I want to do my shout outs and get those out. So I want to say thanks to everybody that has been posting to the Facebook. It's always wonderful to see you guys interacting, and it's really helpful when you guys post things that are maybe healthy food that I think Jason posted some healthy quinoa, and people didn't know that that existed at Sam's, so they could go buy it. So thanks to Jason for posting that. No need to post M&Ms. Hopefully you're not going to eat them anymore because you can stay under your sugars. You don't have to hit them. So that's what I put out there. Just because it fits into your daily calorie or sugar limit doesn't mean you should necessarily have them every day. Okay. For those others posting to Facebook, Liz JMO put out some yummy mushroom pizzas. Angie, Michelle have been posting, Bonnie posting with us. Julie shared an article about sugar and some lovely 28 protein pancakes. Nicole also checked in with everybody on the workout. So this is the point where let's see, I was talking to one of the warriors after our midpoint weigh-ins, and her numbers were good. And just from talking to her and knowing how things have been for her, I basically told her I feel like she's hitting her stride. She's getting her workouts in. She's getting the cardio in. She's eating right. She's getting everything figured out, and things are really going to start happening. So for her, I told her specifically I'm excited for the end weigh-in because I think it's going to be even better than the midpoint. But I wanted to take that and put that in today's webinar as a message to everybody that's out there watching. If you don't feel like you're hitting your stride, if you don't feel like, okay, I've got it, I'm tracking my fitness pal, I'm doing the warrior tracker, I need to have this much protein, stay away from this much sugar. If you're not under control like that, you need to get there. You need to get there now. So if you have hit any stumbling blocks, my homework for you warriors is to write down the stumbling blocks that you've had over the past 4 weeks. And these are going to be individual and specific to you. And be as specific as you need to be to get past them. So if you make it very broad, it's going to be hard to come up with solutions. And that's what I want you to do. Take it a step further. Don't write down just the things that have been making you stumble or fall back. I missed a workout. I overslept. I didn't prepare my meals. What has caused you to either not get the results you've been looking for or makes you feel like you haven't been doing the best that you can. So write down these things, a list of things, however many there are. Be specific, and then come up with at least 3 options or alternatives that you could use to get past them. For instance, if it's not making the TFW classes that you signed up for, what are alternatives that you could do? If it's a timing thing and you can't make it to a class, come into the gym and do the workout on your own. You have the workouts in Warrior Tracker. They're on the board. I'm always here pretty much all the time. So if you're here and you have a question about the workout, you can ask me and I can demonstrate or explain it for you. That would be one alternative. What's another alternative? To go for a run at home. Get up early, stay up late. Well, don't stay up late, get your sleep. Another example would be eating bad. Are you eating bad because you don't have your meals prepared? So that would be your alternative. Pick a day, a time to prepare your meals. If you have your meals prepared, make sure you're eating them, pack them, take them with you. So have real life situations that will help you get past these stumbling blocks. That is your homework. I want everybody to do it. Now, if you come up with your stumbling blocks and you can't come up with 3 alternatives, post that on the Facebook group page and we can help you because it might be a stumbling block that someone else has had that they've already figured out how to get past. That's why we're here. That's why we're a community and a familia, is to help each other out. So I will ask you all next week in class. And if you haven't seen this webinar, you're going to be lost But if you have seen the webinar, you better have your list ready. Write it down. So for some of my shout outs, I got off on my tangent there. So Facebook shout outs for the monthly leaders. I think everybody's getting the hang of their warrior trackers maybe and tracking a little better. For the classes attended, I've got Jim Miller has attended 12 classes, Libby Dominguez 8, Michelle Chancellor's in there with 6, Julie with 5, and Lizzie Nixon with 5. Those are my top 5 people for this month. So if you're coming to class and you're not on the list, and you should be, it's because you're not hitting the attend class button. I've explained that. If you need help because you're not getting it, let me know. And then for the weight moved, Julie Carey's number 1 with 43,994 pounds. Libby with 39,350 pounds. Lizzie Nixon, 18,560. Michelle Chancellor, 4,992. Angie McCrae, 3,805. That's awesome, you guys. Those numbers blow me away when I see them of how much weight you actually move in the month that you're doing things. Those are the weight leaders and the class leaders from the Warrior. We had our midpoint weigh-in, and this was exciting for me. I had not a super great turnout. Less than half of you guys showed up. So the benefit to you guys coming to class all week is that I can measure you at the beginning of class during the week. So if you haven't made the midpoint weigh-in, I'll measure you. I've totaled up all our numbers so far, and it's awesome, and I'm so excited about this, and I can't wait to see everybody else. So with the numbers not being so great at the midpoint weigh-in, I have a few questions that come to mind of why didn't people make the midpoint weigh-in? Is it because maybe you didn't know that it was happening Saturday? So if that's the case, I would say you're not being connected to Facebook, or you're not coming to the classes. I announced it in the TFW classes the week leading up to it. And I announced it on Facebook. It's also in your Warrior resource manual. I made that little calendar for you guys to be able to put it in there and not miss it. So if you're not connected to the Facebook, type it in TFW 8-week challenge, find it, and interact with the feed. Go and check it periodically to make sure you're not missing anything. And post, you should be posting your stuff on there anyways, posting your healthy recipes and what you're doing for your workouts. So stay engaged with that. Maybe it's also because you were at the fun inflatable race. And if so, then I'm glad because you were doing something active. If it wasn't because of that, is it because you didn't think it was important to come to, or maybe you didn't think that you had done well up to that point? So if that's the reason, if you didn't think, well, I messed up here and there, I'm not going to go to the weigh-in because it's not going to be good, then this is intervention time. This is the time to change it. The phrase, the challenge, the easy day was yesterday, #Palooza. That was the key thing that I wanted to focus on for this 8-week challenge, that the easy day was yesterday. That means today we're not taking it easy. We're putting it in work. So I want to add on to that, considering the midpoint challenge, and say, don't wait for tomorrow. Easy day was yesterday. Don't wait for tomorrow. Today we got to put in work. So if you are not tracking MyFitnessPal, do it. One of the members that I weighed in, one of the warriors I weighed in, we were talking about the MyFitnessPal, and he said that has completely made the difference for him. He was already coming to the classes faithfully, never missed a class. He was already doing everything else besides tracking in MyFitnessPal. And it's amazing when you put it in there and actually see, okay, this is what I'm intaking in a day, or this is what I need to be intaking. So I stress, even if you've done it before or you've done it for a long time, do it. But also make sure that your goals in there are the appropriate ones. Make sure it's enough protein, not too much sugar. For some of you, I've had to go in there and adjust for you, up your protein and down your sugars. But generally, on a 15 to 1800 calorie diet for most of my ladies, you want no more than 20 to 25 grams of sugar. For some of the men that have more, up to 2000 some calories a day, that's going to be no more than 30 grams of sugar. So if your MyFitnessPal is saying something different, change it, come and ask me to change it. But this needs to be done. I want everyone to get the results, so everybody needs to do this. So if you didn't make the midpoint weigh-in, then there's still a chance for you to get weighed in and see your progress. Now, dun, 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 some of the results from the midpoint weigh-in. I tallied everything up. I've got individual. I'm going to shout out some leaders that have lost the most or gained the most muscle-wise. But I'm really excited about these results, and that's amazing to me. So out of everybody that measured in either Friday and Saturday, I added everyone up. The winner midpoint leader of the most body fat percentage lost is Lizzie Nixon. She's lost 6.4% so far. I thought about keeping all this a secret, but we are a familia, so I'm putting it out there. I'm not going to disclose totals of anybody or anything like that. That's going to get me in trouble. This is just talking about the changes. So that way, if you know who they are and you see them, give them a high five, tell them they're doing an awesome job, and then tell them they better keep it up because you're going to be winning next. So Lizzie Nixon lost 6.4%. That puts her in the top body fat percentage loss. Second was Christine. She lost 5.9%. And then third was 4.9% with Rachel. I did first, second, and third because it's kind of interesting to me how some of these other numbers played out, and I will hit on that. So for actual fat pounds lost, the leader with that is also Lizzie Nixon with 11. Nope. The leader of that was Christine. She lost 13.23 pounds of fat in the last 4 weeks. In second place was Lizzie with 11.34. Now with lean pounds gained, the leader is Lizzie with 8.74. Second place was Rachel with 7.83. For the weight lost, the person that lost the most weight was Jim Miller. He lost 9.4 pounds. And then second place was Christine with 8 pounds. And Tara also lost 8 pounds. So that would have been a tie. Sorry if it's taking me, I'm all over the place. My numbers are crazy. So the reason I like to break down the numbers that way is because to help you guys understand, a lot of times people are so focused on weight loss, they don't eat enough and they lose muscle. Other times, and I fall victim to this too, we step on the scale, we've worked so hard, it says the same thing. It's been 1 week, 4 weeks, 2 days, and it says the same thing. We've been doing cardio, we've been lifting weights, we've been eating right. Why hasn't the scale changed? So with this, you can see the person that lost the most body fat percentage was the person that gained the most lean mass. So where we had two people who lost a lot body fat percentage, both of them lost a lot of fat pounds, but one of them gained more lean mass. And this is one thing I like you guys to focus on because the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is going to be. So long term, this is going to help you out in the end. So if you were here on weigh-ins and I saw that you either lost muscle or maybe you didn't gain enough, I told you more protein. I asked how many calories you were having. Maybe we need to up it. We need to add some more protein. Make sure you're having your protein shakes after your workouts. For those of you that wanted to lose more on the scale or maybe didn't lose as much fat as you would like to, I told you up the cardio. Are you doing cardio on your off days? Are you doing high intensity interval training? What are you doing for your cardio? Do you need to change it up? So with that in mind, as I'm measuring everyone else too, I will explain to you individually, but you need to make sure you're doing all the components. You can't cut something out and expect results. It's hard if you lose a lot of weight in a short period of time to not lose muscle. So for those that lost any muscle, I just told them you need to up your protein. You need to watch that. Any other numbers? So I'd already mentioned Rachel's name. She got third with the body fat percentage loss. And she lost almost 8 pounds of fat and gained almost 8 pounds of lean. So her weight on the scale, number-wise, was actually the same. So this is a perfect example of someone who could maybe, like myself, step on the scale, it says the same, but there's actually this dramatic result. She's third place out of everyone so far for body fat percentage loss, yet might be thinking in her mind, I'm not doing good enough. So that's why if you've stepped on the scale and it says the same thing and you didn't come to weigh in or you don't want to weigh in because you think it's not going to change, you still need to weigh in to see what you need to change or what's happening that's not, the scale number's not moving. Total numbers. So of everybody, every single person that weighed in lost body fat percentage. So this is amazing to me because it is real life. Things come up. I understand that, but we try to push as hard as we can for the whole 8 weeks. Every single person lost body fat percentage. Every single person lost fat pounds. And almost every single person lost weight. One person barely went up, less than a pound. They still lost body fat percentage though, because they gained muscle. So the total out of everyone that weighed in, we've lost 47.1%. And the average was 3.36. Of fat pounds lost, the total for the 4 weeks is 89.31 pounds of fat lost already. Not even half people weighed in. The average was 6.38 fat pounds lost. For the total of everyone that weighed in, lean pounds gained. It's 49.34. You're lifting heavy weights and you're building muscles, people. It makes me happy. So the average of that was 3.52. Weight lost was a total of 47.6 pounds, and an average of 3.4 pounds for everybody. I couldn't be happier with these numbers. The only thing that would make me happier is having more people weighed in and adding to those numbers. So as everybody weighs in, once I get as many people as I can weighed in, I'll update those numbers because it's awesome. So if you see any of those names that I shouted out, give them high fives and use this as motivation. If you weren't on the top, there's still plenty of time. I'll try to find a video and post it. It's a story that we've told before. There's a lot of stories actually that are like that. Comeback stories, we'll call them, where the one I'm thinking of in particular is a track athlete, and she stumbles in a race, and you think that there's no way she's going to get up and win. And she gets up from far behind, runs as fast as she can, and she wins. So if you are out there stumbling, get up and start running full speed ahead. You can make it to the finish line. Another random fact number about our weigh-ins. We had a couple that's doing the challenge, Ryan and Julie, and they lost the same exact percentage. So I don't know why. I think that's cute. But I guess a challenge up to them would be to lose more body fat percentage than the other. So good luck to you both. All right, everybody. Awesome numbers. Make sure you come to class. I'm going to start really reaching out to people that I feel aren't coming and aren't engaged. So don't wait for tomorrow. Another thing I wanted to hit on, and that's one thing I try to practice myself, is get comfortable being uncomfortable. Why are you not meal prepping? Why are you not tracking in MyFitnessPal? Is it because you don't have time to do it? You think you don't have time to do it? It's uncomfortable to do. It's not something you want to do. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's going to get you results. To be completely honest with you, I was scared to do these webinars. I was scared that I would say something silly or make myself look stupid. And it made me nervous to kind of put myself out there like that. But I feel like if it's going to help you guys get results, it's something I need to do. So I'm getting comfortable being uncomfortable with these webinars. And I think it's helping from those that I've had feedback from. So I challenge you to do the same. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. Push a little harder in a workout. Make sure you're eating all your meals you've prepped. That's what's going to get you your results. So I didn't receive any questions this week. Just kidding. Someone messaged me. Oh, God. Oh, man. Yes. Jenny Maurer is crashing my webinar with a text message. She knows I love her. She didn't get on my little list. I was making a list as I weighed in everybody, and I must have missed her. I don't know who else I missed. Golly gee. Yes. So, in there, Jenny would have been third. She lost like 5.5%. She didn't remember because she didn't bring her book. Shame on you. Bring your book next time, Jenny. We will put it in her book next time she came to class. But so I messed up. I'm a big old human. And Jenny should be up there too. So whenever you guys see Jenny, We're going to give her a high five. I will add her to all the numbers. So that makes our numbers even more astounding. So if you remember from the beginning of me talking, you have homework. Your homework is to write down your stumbling blocks and to come up with 3 alternatives to overcome them. If you have any questions until next Sunday, let me know. Find me in the gym. I will be excited. I will be giving you high fives. This first 4 weeks has been good, but the next 4 weeks is going to be even greater. Time to wake up, get going. Don't wait for tomorrow. The easy day was yesterday.